I will be your God and you shall be my people. So that's where we're beginning here. There's something of a starting over. It always just reminds me of the flood in Genesis, where it's a destruction and now there's a recreation. And let me just say, I think this also points out very much to just this common pattern that we see throughout the entirety of the Hebrew Bible. There was idolatry. There was the killing of the 3,000. Now you have the rest of Israel, a remnant that's there, and slowly but surely we'll see the remnant will always remain. It's like Noah and his family. They were the remnant. There is destruction. There's a remnant that survives. Now we continue on with that agreement. I think that's very much what we're going to see here. And Moses carved 2 stone tablets like the first one. And Moses rose early in the morning and went up to Mount Sinai, as the Lord had charged him. And he took in his hand the 2 stone tablets. And the Lord came down in the cloud and stationed himself with him there. And he, God, invoked the name of the Lord. Here it is. And the Lord passed before Moses. And he, the Lord, called out. Here it comes. Like, what's your name? Finally, we're going to get Ayer, Asher, Ayer. I will be there howsoever I will be there. That was the name that we got way back in the beginning of Exodus. What do you have here? God calling out his name yet again. It's just this beautiful bookend. Before Moses stuttering, not knowing who this God is. And he says, whenever I go to the Israelites and they ask me who sent you, who should I tell them? Ayer, Asher, Ayer, I will be there howsoever I will be there. And then Moses slowly but surely keeps trying to back out. I'm no man of words, Lord. Don't make me do this, Lord. Remember, and then the Lord's wrath flares. And in his flaring wrath, he appoints Aaron to be his prophet. Moses' prophet, okay. We see something similar here, except now there's an intimacy between Moses and God. Now Moses gets to see God's backside. And now what does it say? The Lord passed before him and he called out, the Lord, a compassionate. This is chapter 34, verse 6 and 7. I think probably one of the most quoted passages in all of Exodus, other than maybe the first commandment, I'm the Lord your God who brought you out of Egypt. Repeated over and over throughout the Hebrew Bible. Why? This is the name of God. These are his attributes. These are his key attributes. A compassionate and gracious God, slow to anger and abounding in kindness and good faith, keeping kindness for the 1,000th generation, bearing crime, trespass, and offense. Yet, here comes the other side. So there's the name. Remember, he's bringing down the tablets. First, we smashed them. Then we're rebuilding them. Here, Israel, you're still now the remnant who's going to go into the Holy Land. Here's God's name. Here are God's attributes. Gracious, slow to anger, abounding in kindness. Yet, he does not wholly acquit, reckoning the crime of fathers with sons and sons of sons to the 3rd generation and the 4th. So he still holds on. He's got these attributes, and yet we know he's going to continue to watch. We know he's going to continue to correct, and that correction is pedagogical. To understand there are 613 commandments that will be abided by. You must follow these. Okay. And Moses hastened and prostrated himself on the ground and bowed down. And he said, If pray, I have found favor in your eyes, my master. May my master pray, go in our midst, for it is a stiff-necked people. And you shall forgive our crime and our offense, and claim us as yours. It's a beautiful prophetic moment here with Moses. And the reason why is because of the use of the first person plural. Remember, if we go back to chapter 32, Moses and God are arguing over whose people it is. God tells Moses, the people you brought out of Egypt. And Moses goes, you mean the people you brought out of Egypt? Moses' wrath flares against the Israelites. But then he changes, he converts. He converts, I don't want to say reverts. I really think it is a conversion to being a prophet for Israel.